Welcome, dear friends, to the finale of Devon's olive experiment. It's been a wild ride. We've had ups, we've had downs, but this is it. We're here. It is Monday, January 19th, 9:18 p.m. and 48 seconds, 1 AK. Let's take a look at the chart.
No. Jose Jotaro, how could you do this? Separating me from my host. Me! The Stand. Strawberry Fields forever. After this episode, Devon will no longer be able to rate fruits and vegetables. No!
So, a little bit of housekeeping. A friend of mine, after watching the prior episode, requests that I swear off the Pinga language forever. And to him, I do solemnly swear that. It is fortunate for me that the language I'm studying and learning right now is not called that, so I can continue to use and learn Tokipona. Beyond that, let's get into 5 Kaladama olives. I mean, here at the end, oh, would you look at that? There's an olive that looks to have been disrupted or destroyed to some degree. Intriguing. Here at the end, I'm kind of at a loss, you know. It's been 2 full weeks of oliving. And I've said everything I could think to say about olives. Here's 5 Kaladamas. Whoops, lost one. This is the recommended serving size from those who are the most knowledgeable of olives. And here we go for this time. Here go the olives. I mean, still that, I've said it once, I've said it a million times, that chlorinated taste, it's not great. I'm still going to have to rank these a 3.5 out of 10, which means that I would wager that I'm locked in on that rating for Kaladamas. I figured I'd use this finale time to talk about some behind the scenes, some thoughts, feelings over the whole project. While I do that, let me dig into this alcoholic Arnold Palmer, which for those of you who aren't aware is half lemonade, half tea. 5 8.9% alcohol by volume. Arnold Palmer, a golfer, and someone whose intimate measurements I have no personal knowledge of. Ooh, that's lovely. Let me, since there'll be no follow-up video to demonstrate the chart, I might as well update it now and give you a behind-the-scenes glimpse into my charting process. While I talk about things, I'm not certain precisely what I was expecting with the series. I know many olive tubers reach incredibly broad audiences, get wide support and appeal, but I feel like the nature of this is a series with continuity really hurt the process. I think a lot of viewers were scared off, thinking they needed to watch all of the prior episodes, which of course they did. And thus the things I was trying to implement, which required some level of audience participation, fell flat on its face, because every new episode had fewer and fewer viewers. But let me not deprive you, dear viewers, of what the rest of this series could have been. We're going all the way through. There's a contingent of people, we'll call them girls, who eat girl dinners. And that contingent of people would find a suitable girl dinner to be 30 to 40 olives. Now, I've collected all of these olives, and it's not my place to allow them to go to waste. So, I have not had dinner tonight because these olives are my dinner tonight. On to the black olives. I did review the tapes and find out that the experts say that 5 is the serving size for these black olives. So, this will be a standard human's intake of olives that I'm about to do. Stancha. I can't change the rating on that. That's still a 6.5 to me. Like, fundamentally. Honestly, green might still have a chance to rise up a little further. But, I don't know. It'd have to take some sort of olive-based miracle for me to gain a further appreciation for black or Kalatama olives at this point. So I think I'm about to have a really bad time eating all of these olives. Thankfully, due to one viewer's adamant demand that I retain the olive cycle, I will have reprieves periodically where I get to enjoy green olives. Although, looking at my quantities, I truly fear that I'm going to run out of green olives before I do Kaladama or black. Which would be a true shame. I had lots of ideas planned. One of the plans was to do an episode entirely in American Sign Language, a language I have some rudimentary skill in. Although that was pushed back to sort of a backup idea in case I really couldn't think of anything better, due to its similarity to the Tokipona episode idea. I suppose I really have to thank Robbie, very nice guy, who I was loath to mention on this channel due to giving out free publicity to one of my competitors. But since I'm getting out of the game, he'll no longer be a competitor of mine. So, given that being the case, I feel no compulsion to prevent you from going and watching the works of a truly incredible olive tuber, someone pushing the boundaries of the space. Oh yes, 8 out of 10 for the green olives I just ate. No change. Truly, this entire project was inspired by him. And I'm so thankful because I've gained a joyous love of a type of olive, a toleration of another type of olive, and a reaffirmation of my dislike of a third type of olive. Another dear friend of mine suggested that I do a video running through the woods, which would be very impractical and kind of a retreading of ground I've already done. But I may have done it just because I was running out of ideas. I do fear eating so many olives that I'm not super fond of will make me sick, but for the craft. unchanged score for the kilometers. Do stay tuned. I would say unsubscribe, but don't do it yet. Unsubscribe tomorrow, because tomorrow I will be releasing the secret episode of Devon's Olive Experiment. When I say Mr. Very Nice Guy was an inspiration for this, I mean it in a very tangible way, because he encouraged me to eat an olive at a party shortly before I began this series. And that encounter was recorded on video. So the secret 0th episode of Devon's Olive Experiment will be released tomorrow in its original formatting. No alterations, no editorializing. No change on the black olives. Honestly, having so many in a row tempt me to lower their score, but I shan't. So, boy, what else to even say? It's been such a fun experiment. I'm at a loss for word now. You'll just watch this sad olive knot chew their way through the last of the olives. I'll say, if we get off of the page, in terms of the chart, then I will go ahead and just rapid fire the rest of these. Or perhaps if I run out of a type of olive, which will almost certainly be green. It's been, yeah. Oh, would you look at this? This olive they pitted not on the long axis, but on the short axis. Fancy that. A variant olive. Would I have done more videos? Would I have continued this on longer if more people liked it, more people interacted with it, and it brought me fame and fortune? The answer is yes. My departure is entirely your fault. The bits, the comedy reservoir, it's dry now. I'd like to dedicate this series to the people who really believed in me and supported me along the way. I won't name any of those people specifically, but this series is dedicated to them. I grow tired, like old Captain America from the hit movie Old Captain America, young Sheldon. Did I show the chart? The olives are degrading my mind at this point, so it's difficult to remember what I have and haven't done in the past few minutes. I still retain my basic ability to count, so I am maintaining the olive cycle as intended. Boy, am I glad I have a chaser. Ooh! I'm kind of losing mental acuity very quickly. Just the quantity of olives that I've consumed in such a short period of time, it has an effect on you, you know? My olive inoculation, I will say, has not been that successful. If 7 black olives at once is enough to make me almost gag again. It seems there's only 6 green olives that I have left, which is going to be a little bit of a physics challenge for me to get out. I have to disturb their olive liquid strongly enough to bring them to the surface. I hope you're having fun watching me, in a way, undo all of the work I've done, making myself kind of dislike olives again by eating a lot in a short period rather than a few in a long period. But you know, the internet has, and even pre-internet with Jackass, has been a place where people enjoy watching other people experience bad things for amusement. So it's the final olive of the green batch. Isn't that always the way? That it's the last one that's the hardest to get. There we go. And isn't this how the YouTube series ends? Not with a bang, but with a whimper. Arthur Conan Doyle said that. I believe this episode, out of all of the ones I've done, is the one most conducive to having on in the background while you draw art of very horny anthropomorphic animal characters. Just because my suffering is such a impediment on my commentary. Viewers, I can't do it anymore. I think I literally will throw up if I try and finish all of these olives right now. They won. The olives won. They beat me.